Now here is a topic that I'm finally getting to that I've been dreading because so many people are going to be mixed about this, about my opinion anyway. Do I think that the war has been going on for too long in Naruto? Now, I'm going to go ahead and say yes, fuck yes. In the chapters, it's literally been almost 200 chapters since Toby first announced the start of the war, which is literally almost 1/6 of the entire Naruto manga period. We are at like 655 right now, I believe, and that the war has taken up 150 something chapters out of all of the Naruto chapters. So this by far is the longest arc period. This is just about as long as Naruto Part 1. Yes, I do think it needs to end, but the biggest problem I have with the war is that it seems to be kind of like trying to imitate the Buu saga from Dragon Ball Z. Now, the Buu saga, it was fucking awesome. It was drawn out a little bit, but I say it's like the Buu saga because in the Buu saga, you know, I'm sorry for saying Buu so much, but I have to. But anyway, in the Majin Buu saga, there was really one bad guy, which was Buu, right? And he had many variations of himself. There was the Fat Buu, the Skinny Buu, Super Buu, a whole bunch of different variations, and then finally Kid Buu. In the Ninja War, it seems like we're having the same thing. We're having recycled villains like Madara versus the Kages. The Madara joins Obito. The Madara disappears for a while. Now he's about to come back. Same thing with Toby. We fought Toby with the mask. We fought Toby without the mask. We fought Madara and Toby. And then you fought Toby with Ten Tails mode. And now he's finally done. So it seems like we're recycling, you know, fights over and over. That's probably why it seems like it's dragging on for so long. It's because we've been fighting the same people for so long. But it also reminds me of the Buu saga because the Majin Buu saga introduced, you know, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan Vegito, Fusion. But whereas this arc in Naruto has introduced Biju mode, is introduced, you know, EMS Sasuke, is introduced Biju mode Minato, for crying out loud, a whole bunch of, you know, Sasuke and Naruto tag team fusion like, you know, moves kind of similar to Gotenks. So it's really similar to the Buu saga if you really think about it. Not on a power scale, but like in a content kind of thing. Like he's throwing in power-ups to make it entertaining for it to be this fucking stretched out. But I believe Dragon Ball Z did it a little bit, well, I'm not gonna lie, a lot better than Naruto is doing. Don't get me wrong, I do like the war for what it is. It could have been done a lot better. Like a lot of characters were brought back via Edo Tensei that haven't even gotten the spotlight. Like Chio hasn't even had the chance to talk to Sakura. I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that Raikage didn't get a chance to talk to his father, and it was really sad when we got the flashback of when his father died, and he was just really hurt. So it would have been good for him to get that closure. You know, Dan talked to Tsunade for a little while, but for the most part, not many people got closure with their, you know, Edo Tensei, you know, connections. That was one missed opportunity. And speaking of missed, the actual Swordsman of the Mist, that was just a fuck you to us because Mangetsu, I was so looking forward to some type of background story from him or something to actually they should have dedicated like one episode to each of the swordsmen. That would not have been hard, especially with that fuckery, you know, filler that we got for like 4 or 5 months, however the hell long it was. That could have easily dedicated one episode to each member of the swordsmen. So that was a missed opportunity. Now that the entire Ninja Alliance has arrived, it seems like there's just too many people, you know, in the area at one time because Kishimoto, you know, can't possibly fit every single character. He can't fit all the Konoha 11 in there, you know, without taking up the entire chapter. He can't put all the Hokage, all the Kages, you know, all the villains in the same chapter without it taking up a lot of space. So that's why we miss characters in each chapter. Like, we haven't seen Madara in years, it feels like. We haven't seen a lot of the Konoha 11 in years since they, you know, popped up. We get like little panels of them here and there, and he throws them in there just to remind us, like, oh, they're still alive. You know, I forgot about him. But that's a problem. It's like a clusterfuck of characters, and you can't really show all of that in, you know, 18 manga pages while also advancing the story. In my opinion, where we are in the war is the good part. You know, the fighting with Obito when he became Ten Tails Jinchuriki, you know, his his resolve within himself when he finally realized, hey, maybe I shouldn't have done this. That's great. This should have been done a lot earlier, in my opinion. Like, it's been over 130, maybe over 140 chapters now. This should have been done a lot sooner. But let's get real. What does it feel like right now in the manga? It feels like Naruto, Sasuke, the Hokages, the Konoha 11, all those main people versus Obito and Madara right now. That's exactly what it feels like. It does not feel like a war. It doesn't even feel like the Fire Ninja are doing anything really. Sure, they shoot out like maybe a great water wall or some type of great earth ninjutsu, but it takes at least 10 or more of them to do any type of damage, which I think fucking sucks, man. Even if they're Fire Ninja, I think they deserve a little bit more credit than what they've been getting, especially if Kishimoto really wants this to feel like a war. Because in the real war, you have to be trained. It takes a lot of training, and you are an excellent soldier by the time you hit the battlefield, usually, unless, you're just picked up off the street. But that's exactly what it feels like, man, with these shinobi. It feels like, somebody just went around and said, hey, do you want to be a shinobi? Do you know any ninjutsu? Well, I'll teach you one in 5 minutes. Go out there and lose your life against Madara. That's exactly what it feels like. Personally, when I think of war, I think of stealth. I think of, comrades helping out comrades. I think of, soldiers having each other's backs. But when I look at this war in Naruto, all I see is the main characters and the Fire Ninja just being slaughtered, just straight up destroyed. There are good parts to this war. Personally, the Sasuke and Itachi versus Kabuto, everything there on is great in my opinion. But it just took too long to get there. Especially with all the, filler fuckery we had to deal with in the anime. Everything after that is great. It just should have been done a long time ago. People are so tired of waiting, they refuse to look at the content as being good. They're just ready for this war to be over with. So even when a good chapter comes out, or at least a half-decent chapter comes out, people are just so, just tired of this war that's been going on for literally like 130, 140 chapters. They're just ready for it to be over with. So they're just blinded by this want for something really, really new that they refuse to accept the chapter for being great. Although the writing has not been the best as of late, like say the God Tree for instance, when it came out, it seemed like it was just going to wipe the floor with everyone. And although I didn't expect everyone to die, I expected more than just fodder to die. Not saying I want any of the Konoha 11 to die, but it seemed like Shikamaru was about to. But no, it seems like he has plot protection, and it seems like the fodder would just fuck out of luck again. If you're going to introduce something that destructive on such a huge scale, at least take out 1 or 2 characters. Like Neji's death is sad. It really was. I mean, I hate the fact that he's gone. He was one of my favorite characters, especially back in part 1. But his death was necessary to advance this war and to make this war feel like a war. You lose comrades, you lose friends, you lose all type of associates in real war. But in this war now, who does it feel like we've lost? It feels like we've lost Neji, and that's it. We lost some other characters that we don't fucking know the names of, but that's a problem. It seems that all you have to do is have a name and you're safe. Like all the Fire Ninja people that you don't know their names, they could die any second. But if you have a name, you have plot protection in this manga. So it's like Kishimoto is going 1 step forward, but 2 or 3 steps back. But I mean, the war is really, really good now, in my opinion. Especially, like I said, with the Obito resolve that he's got. But everything else, and I don't know, man. Just so many characters on the field at once, and Kishimoto can't possibly fit all of them into, every chapter. That's really kind of annoying, just seeing characters pop up that you forget are even on the battlefield because they're not really doing anything, but they're just shown to remind you that, hey, I'm still here. So that's kind of annoying also. I think the war has just been rushed. The writing has been rushed, but there are some shining parts. I do think that the good does outweigh the bad, but I was asked to tell you guys my negative side of the war, in my opinion. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. Do you think the war is bullshit? Do you like it? There are some bad parts, in my opinion, but like I said, the good does outweigh the bad, especially all the power-ups. BG mode is fucking awesome. BG mode Minato is 10 times as awesome. You know, the combinations that Naruto and Sasuke are doing is awesome. There's a lot of awesome things going on. Obito being Tite's and Shiriki. There's a lot of good stuff to actually look at too. The Talk No Jutsu is way better than what I thought it would be. I actually dreaded the fact, if you look at my previous videos, I hated the fact that I knew that Obito was about to get Talk No Jutsu, but it was done beautifully, so I can't even complain now. But yeah, there's just a few things to throw out there to not make it seem like I'm just bashing the war the entire video. But anyway, tell me what you guys thought. This is my jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.